Good day, everybody. Welcome to a doc demo. Now, the doc demos that we do here are really one of the most important shows that we will be doing. And I'll tell you why, because real people, real questions, and I'm going to give them real answers. And part of those answers are, yes, they'll be doing some products and they'll be doing some strategies, they'll do some protocols, but understand something. 99% of all healing, okay, is based on taking massive personal action. It's based on actually changing your personality. Go figure, eh? Who would have ever thought that you had to change your personality to heal yourself? Let me tell you something. Depressed people are depressed. People that live in joy practice joy. People that are healthy practice healthy ways. People that are sick and dying practice sick and dying ways. And they don't even know it. So it's not like they do it on a conscious level, but they do it on a subconscious level. And I can prove to you that everything is about frequency, everything is about light, everything is about energy, and that's all it is. And guess what? I want to tell you something. It's always been about energy. And if you take a look at he or she who controls the energy, whether we're talking about energy that comes into your home, controls your whole life. Look at Texas. Where are they right now? They don't have enough energy. They don't have enough energy. They don't have enough heat. They don't have enough electricity. So the same thing with the human body. He or it which controls the human energy, controls a person's health. That's right. So the reality is if we could create a system that undermines somebody's energy, okay, on a cellular level, meaning if we can cripple the mitochondria that create the ATP, that create the energy, that create the healing, and we can cripple that, then we can cripple human beings. Like, that's not happening. So the reality is it's all about energy. But understand something. Your energy is only going to depend on the ability to have an imagination. Because you need an imagination to have inspiration, okay? To then have this amazing creation. But if you're not willing to take a look at your personality and change parts of your personality, because it's not your personality. Your personality was created by your mother, your father, your religion, your school that you went to, and everybody you hung around, and the movies you watched, and that's it. So understand something. When somebody, okay, tells me that they don't like me, they could even hate me, I'm not going to take it personal, because their beliefs don't match my beliefs. And if I'm doing no harm, and I've learned the art of loving and caring for myself, then I must be doing it for the planet and other people. And it's true. You can't totally unconditionally love yourself and not love everything else. You know, and then the reality is I maybe don't like other things, but guess what? I don't focus on those things I don't like. I remove them from my visual, from my audio. I remove them from my life. So if you would just focus on the things that make you happy and create joy, you know, you can believe this or not believe this. It really doesn't matter. I don't need to make up stuff because there's enough stuff out there. Every day right now, I'm getting 2 or 3 calls of people talk about suicide. Every day I'm getting calls to people who say, you know what, I'm just realizing how depressed I am and how much in danger I am with myself. Oh, and then the reality is this, I can't afford to get well. Well, everybody can afford to get well because, like I already said, the most powerful thing in your life is your imagination. Because your imagination creates everything. I don't care what disease you have, whether it's pimples to a tumor, what illness you have, whether it's neurological, muscular, skeletal, okay? You created it on some level, and mainly on a subconscious level. So the thing is that we got to wake up to evolve. Okay, and if you go to my Telegram site, t.me/the doc of detox. If you go there, you're just going to get the most unbelievable information. And that should be the only news you listen to. And it's not because I'm trying to brainwash you. I am actually. I'm trying to brainwash you that you're more powerful than you know and that you can change your life if you want. And no, they're not taking us down. You know, was there a time in your life that you were a big bully and you just wanted to scare someone because you wanted them to do what you wanted them to do because you were that selfish? Well, what did you do? You scared the crap out of them and you threatened them. And that's all we're getting now. We get threatened by our parents. We get threatened by our loved ones. We get threatened by all these entities and corporations out there. And that's all. You know what? The boogeyman doesn't exist. And you know what? These people can say whatever they want and they're not going to scare me at all. We need to find our brave heart. And I'm not telling you that you need to go shout on the street corner. You need to find your brave heart, and to do that, you're going to have to monitor yourself and put a little mini you on your shoulder and start watching how you're talking, thinking, drinking, eating, and everything else. Because the truest terrorist in your life, and always has been, is you. Take that one to the bank. And understand something. Your spirit is beautiful. Your heart could be a little bit empty, broken, because you've never learned about unconditional love for yourself. Anyways, I've said enough. We're going to bring Holly on, and Holly's going to tell us what's going on in her life, and we're going to see where that takes us. How's that? Hi, Holly. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Great. So
I'm thrilled to be here.
Oh, well, it's I'm thrilled to have you. Now, Drake, is Holly just on audio or is she on video? Pardon? Okay, well, hi, Holly. All right.
Okay.
So, Holly, how old are you?
I will be 50 in August.
Okay.
So I'm 49.
August what?
10th.
August 10th. Okay, well, my birthday is August the 9th.
Awesome.
One Leo to another. To you.
Right.
Cheers to you.
Yes.
Or as the Vikings would say.
I got the main going.
You got the main girl. Well, you're the main girl.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, how much do you weigh?
I don't know.
Okay.
Too much?
Okay, let's let everybody know something though. Holly, why are we doing a doc demo?
Okay, a quick little backup about me.
No, I want to know what's the main reason why you came on for the doc demo
because
today.
I'm very hormonal, and I also want to get off of my MS drugs. I have MS. I gave myself MS.
Well, wait a minute, but I will tell you that most people that, and this is just me. I'm not pretending to be a medical doctor or anyone, but I've been in the business for 40 years, and I've got a brain, believe it or not. Now, most people that I've seen that have had so-called diagnosed with MS, sure, the longer that they have something, meaning inflammation, the more toxic they are, the longer it takes to reverse it, right? Because, so if I lived here and I walk, the further I walk away from my house, I have to walk back, right? So the longer you get mistreated, the longer you're walking the wrong way, you've got to walk back this way. But we can get there a lot quicker with energy medicine and a lot of strategies, protocols. Just honoring your perfect day is how we get there. But the reality is, I will tell you this, Holly. I believe that most people we treat with MS don't have MS. But go ahead. Okay.
I had the horrible test where I felt like I had the hammer hitting me in the head. I had that horrible test. The spinal tap. So I only have like 2 or 3 lesions apparently, and I don't have it very bad.
2 or 3 lesions where, please?
In my brain.
Okay.
There's a bigger one in the middle. I stressed myself out so badly in 2018 that I believe that I gave myself this. I could feel the pop in my brain as well when it happened.
Okay. Can I tell you something?
Sure.
So I'm doing a master class I'm putting together, and it should be done within the next 6 weeks. And it's called The Emotional Intelligence of Disease and Healing. And understand something. For you to have inflammation anywhere else in your body, chronic inflammation, you have to have inflammation in your brain. Let me explain this. So when somebody looks at blue light, right? Blue light, whether it be a computer or they look at a phone or they look at blue lights long enough, your eyes start to burn, right? Well, your eyes aren't burning actually. It's actually your brain burning your eyes to try to get you to look away. okay, because your eyes don't see, your brain sees. Now, what happens is the blue light actually inflames the brain. You'll see where I'm going in a second. The blue light inflames the brain, and guess what? They didn't have to make blue light for light bulbs, for phones, for computers. They could have made light that comes off of it that actually heals our eyes and brain. Do you know that? So don't tell me that there's not some type of species that are undermining human beings, because there is. And I'm not saying I know anything, but I know that much. And I don't care what anybody says. When you've got a gut feeling, it's better than a brain fart. Okay? So what happens is if you look at blue light and you work on computers, everybody knows their eyes are burning. They know they feel exhausted. They got headaches. They've got nervous system problems and even nervous disorders after a while. They get cataracts, glaucoma. They can get detached retina, acute macular. But all of these are caused because the brain is causing this, because what you're doing is you're actually causing scar tissue in the brain. So there you go. So you can actually, there's a science, and it's called German New Medicine. And you can actually take a look at someone's brain, and you can see where the scar tissue is, and you can tell them what illness they have or they're getting. Or you can take someone with an illness, if it was diagnosed properly, and then you can do a picture of the brain, and you can actually, where the scar tissue is going to be in the brain. So understand, stress is the killer for the brain. Is the killer for the brain. And
Absolutely.
Depending on the negative emotions, and I did say emotions because we usually don't have one. We have a few different ones. When they get put together, they create a formula that causes a certain area of the brain to burn, which then goes into the physical body and creates the disease. So you're absolutely right.
I always thought that.
Well, it is the most well-done study when it comes to what I believe, what they call cancer. And guess what? It was the most in-depth one, and the medical system will not recognize this for 1 second. Why? Because if you do that, then you understand that you are dealing with an emotional being, not a physical being, which means that they would have to start working with the invisible, which is the spirit of things. And isn't it kind of funny? The medical system will actually test you with equipment. Are you ready for this? Do you know how they test you for diseases? They test you for diseases by testing your energy field. All their equipment tests energy field, but then they tell you that it's got nothing to do with energy fields. They don't believe in energy fields. That's right. They're testing your energy field. So here's the deal. So the reality is the whole thing is upside down, backwards, and inside out. And I don't really care if there's somebody on here and says, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, I don't really care because you don't know what you're talking about. Thank you very much. And the reality is I don't mind people bucking me up in the face because we don't get a lot of people talking like me.
Do you see that?
What?
You can't see me. I think a light bulb just went on above my head.
Boom. Okay.
Boom. It makes sense. It makes total sense. I totally agree with you with all of that. It's more of I believe them wanting to keep all of us sick and on drugs and all of this.
Well, they don't come in and say, but they don't come in and say, let's keep them all sick. They say, how can we increase the profits? It's a business.
Yeah, so, absolutely, 100%.
So we know that sickness creates more business for the drug industry, the surgery industry, because nobody can do drugs without ending up in surgery. So just know that. And then if you have surgery, you got to take more drugs. And then the reality is people don't get it, but surgery causes more scar tissue than anything else. So now you've got more circulatory problems, which means you're going to have more pain and restrictions. So that's what we call getting old. I don't have one restriction in my body, Holly. I'll be 65 years old, not one restriction. So I have no restrictions, no blocks. So I have no displaced calcium to the point that I have mitochondrial dysfunction where I can't think right, move right. And the reality is I have abundant energy. I'm not saying I don't get tired, but my bounce back is fast. See, people that have a chronic illness like yourself, You've been draining your energy with your mind because it's a landmine forever, because your whole focus should have been on your personality. You should have been tracking your personality each and every day until you nailed it. Oh my God, I noticed that. Whenever he says that, I do this. Whenever I do this, I do that. And then when somebody upsets me, I go and eat something toxic. When I'm upset and I don't want to let go and grow, I get constipated. So the reality is, if you said the greatest adventure of my life is tracking myself, tracking myself down, and then starting to go, oh my God, today I had 3 hissy fits. Yesterday I had a 10-minute tantrum. See how long your tantrums go. See how long it takes for you to get back into joy. See how long it takes for you to forgive yourself and someone else. And then the reality is, see how long it takes you to let go of someone who won't change but is toxic in your life. And I guarantee you, you've got lots of those people around you, because you cannot have a disease, not at ease, unless you have this stuff going on. I know, but I went to school with her, and but I changed and I want to change, but she doesn't want to change, but she's been my friend forever. Well, then just suffer then. My God, can't you just go get another friend? Or how about this? Why don't you find your greatest friend, which is yourself? And the reality is this. You know what? You can gobble with the turkeys, okay, because that's what most of the planet is turkeys. They're all getting fat and lazy, and then they just get ready to be butchered for Thanksgiving, somebody else's Thanksgiving, So the reality is, or you can become an eagle which flies by itself or only with one partner, and you spread your wings, and you just, when there's chaos, you're riding above it. You're not becoming it. We are so addicted to trauma. And it's like this. I know, but it's my brother, it's my sister, it's my father. You know what? Everybody in the family jockeys to see who loves the most, because whoever loves the most will get a disease over it because they're not at ease. And oh my God, really, our mother's in such trouble, and you want to actually do some breathing and stretching exercises right now, and you want to go 3 blocks from here and get a salad instead of having burgers and fries from the hospital? Yes, I do, actually. I want to honor and respect myself because I don't want to become like everyone else. Holly?
That's how I'm changing. I used to be a smoothie girl, and I used to do green smoothies that were fruit and vegetables. And I jumped off my bandwagon because I'm a bonehead. And I went back to eating the old way. And
1 second, Holly.
Again.
1 second. Yep. You're not allowed to call yourself names. Let me and Drake do that. Drake, you want to call Holly a name? Holly, you're never allowed to call yourself a name again, except beautiful, goddess. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. The light of your life. Okay, that's what you got to say from now on.
I'm finding my light and keep going at it because I'm meditating all the time. In fact, I kind of was ill last week because of, I believe my spiritual side was, I've raised my vibration so high. I can actually feel myself vibrating now, and things are going so much better, and I'm so much healthier, but I just want more advice from you. A friend of mine also,
can we back it up just 1 second? And when I do this, everyone, I'm not trying to butt in or take over.
No,
I just want you to know that, Holly, you don't have a spiritual side. You are only spirit girl. The physical body's the illusion. And the actual physical body is just a byproduct of how you are feeding your spirit, which is 100% of you. That is not you. Your physical body's not you, so don't talk like that. The physical body's a rental, okay? So you got it from the big budget in the sky, okay? And the reality is just look after it, okay? So look after it because you've only going to get one rental here. So that's all. So you look at your physical body not as you, because it's not you, Holly. But the reality is do you want a comfortable ride? If you want a comfortable ride, then don't kick the crap out of it on an emotional and physical level. So you wouldn't put the wrong gas in the car, okay? You wouldn't be you wouldn't be going 90 miles an hour all the time, and you wouldn't be hitting on the brakes all the time. So the reality is drive your body like you would drive that beautiful car of yours that you know, and people will look after their car, but they'll destroy their body, won't they? Because why? Because we are taught that we don't matter. So what's your self-worth, Holly? From 1 to 10, be honest. Say it really quick. Go and be honest.
9.
Oh, really? So
I'm at a 9 now.
You're at a 9. Well, then guess what? Then you should be changing so fast. And the reality is how long can you hold the 9?
It's been a little while now.
Okay, then good.
But in the past 2 months, I've really grown even more.
Well, you know what? Guess what? It's about this. You took a cow path and made it into a freeway. And the reality is the more you walk the path, the more it becomes into a freeway. So a cow path becomes into a one-lane highway, a 2-lane, a 3-lane, and now it's a 6-lane highway, and it's the most traveled by you, where before you had a different program, so you were using a different highway. So now we've got to make that into that. So the reality is this. Understand, there's only one thing that's going to get you well, Holly. One thing. There's only one thing that's going to get you sick, and it's called repetition. It's called minding your own business, focusing on that program, and not letting anybody take you off of it. Whether you want to believe this or not, you are created by the five people that you hang around with the most, Holly. You are the average of them. So the reality is you might have to get not rid of them, but you might have to let them go on their own. You may have to just let them float down the river of life, because it's very difficult to hang around with the same 5 people and not stay that way.
Agreed.
Okay.
And I've been thinking that too this whole weekend. Like I said, when I was kind of sick because of me raising my vibration, I had to have a friend help me who is a healer ground me again, because I was so crazy and my head was pounding and it was crazy. But the energy shift in the world right now is crazy and awesome at the same point. And we need to get it back up so that we can do what we have to do. However, I also wanted to stop eating meat. I wanted to start, I've been craving smoothies. I've been craving drinking water. I've been craving juicing. So I've been juicing now every day for 4 days now.
Well, let's talk about something about the juicing, and do whatever you want. These are just my suggestions. Everybody, when I say something, I am not prescribing, diagnosing, and that's the way we should always be anyways. We should just be saying what we would do if I was in Holly's situation, and that's all this is. So, Holly, that's I would not be mixing fruits and vegetables together. I would be having a smooth smoothie, or I would have a vegetable smoothie. You do not mix them together. Okay?
Okay.
Let's get that perfectly clear, because they are different. Okay? And the less stress you cause your body, the better you will do, because remember something. Don't tax your body. Say, how can I be efficient so that my body can be efficient? So I don't care if you buy organic. If you're not going to be efficient with it, it's going to putrefy inside of you. Okay?
Okay.
So understand, you're telling me that you believe you have MS, which we know that your bowels are the biggest mess of you. So that's it.
Right.
Your bowels are the biggest mess of you. Right?
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about what you're doing now for yourself.
I am, like I said, for 4 days now, I have juiced every single day. And then I usually have a smoothie later, and I try to eat a salad now.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. We want to take this a step at a time, because we want this to be a learning.
Yes.
So you told me that you juiced for the last 4 days. What'd you juice?
Today I had carrot, ginger, couple celery, and an apple.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, and how much juicing okay, so you're doing juicing and blender drinks and nothing else?
For during the day. Then at dinner I was eating. I'm trying to go back to the salads, because another friend of mine, when I was very healthy a few years ago in 2012, I was ungodly healthy, and it was awesome. And I wish I would not have jumped off my bandwagon. but I did. And now I am back to square one, I feel like. And that's another thing that I'm working on healing. So then earlier in the week, I had two green bananas mixed with oat milk, a little bit of coconut milk. I put blackberries one day. A different day, I put strawberries. It just depended on what I had and was trying to use up that was here or frozen in the freezer.
Okay, can we hold on for a second? So
Sure.
the first thing is that if you really want to get yourself well, you want to get up in the morning and you want to drink, a minimum of 16 ounces of hot water to actually a quart. So I'll start my day with a quart of hot water. Why would I do that, Holly?
I don't know.
Oh, see, there it is right there, eh? So why would you use cold water or hot water to clean your house? Which one would be better?
Oh, to clean out the crap.
Okay. What would you use, cold water or hot water to clean your house?
Hot water.
Why?
Hot water.
Why?
Because it lifts some of the crap off.
Okay, thank you. So we know that you've got lots of mucoid in there. We know that you've got plaque in there of fecal matter, and you've got trapped protein particles, and you've got congestion. That's the way it is. So the reality is, if I'm going to go in with drinking hot water, and what I tell people to do is to start your morning off with hot water and use what we call, and I'm going to mention products, people, so just don't feel like you got to get them from Doc of Detox. Go somewhere else and buy them then. But I will tell you that we've got warehouses throughout the United States, 4 of them. And we make it as simple as possible and check our products. Really do check our products and see the quality. But you should be mixing Tummy Love in there. Why Tummy Love? Tummy Love is made of humic and fulvic. So why would you do that? Well, 75% fulvic, 25% humic. So the humic helps to wrap itself around any viral, bacterial, or fungal that's negative. And it'll encode it. And then the fulvic helps to draw 3 times its weight in acidity and toxicity and inflammation and heavy metals out of the body. But it also takes nutrients into the cells. So we want to really help the elimination process and the detoxification process. So we're going to do 16 ounces to a quart. And if I was somebody who really wanted to get well, I'd probably drink hot water to warm water to hot water, and I would be doing just that with the fulvic, and I would do that till 11 o'clock. I would not be eating, because guess what? Your body's in its big elimination phase in the morning, and people will not get well. Oh, yeah, but I'm eating all this good stuff in the morning. Yeah, but make up your mind. Do you want your body digesting organic material, or do you want it to keep on eliminating, because that's the elimination process in the morning? And you already told me that you were overweight, Holly.
Yes.
And you don't like to talk about your overweight, because then you would have been able to tell me how much you weigh, but guess what? You don't want to do that. So the reality is we know that we got from anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds. So if you want those 10 to 20 pounds, Holly, to leave, then why aren't you allowing your body to eliminate in the elimination cycle, which is in the morning? And guess what? If you put food in, you stop the elimination. But if you do that, it's called intermittent fasting, which means that you're doing it till 11 or 12 o'clock that day. You're going in and engulfing up mutation cells. You're going in and releasing more mucus. Okay, you're going in, and guess what? You're burning fat cells off. Why? Well, because for energy. So either you're eating your smoothies, your juices in the morning, or you're going to let your body eat up the 10 to 20 pounds that you have extra, because you are not 10 or 20 pounds overweight. You're 10 or 20 pounds over infected and inflamed. Nobody makes fat cells if you only make fat cells if you have inflammation and infection. They're a storage tank. And what it is your body, the toxins are mainly coming from, guess where? Your large intestine. And where does MS get its foothold? In your large intestine. So we know that you are a little bit screwed up in there. You're tied up in knots in there. And there's a problem here, Holly, because with MS patients, and I'm not saying everyone, so don't beat me up, anybody, but with MS patients, they have a problem of letting go of relationships. They have a problem of letting go anger. And they hold that, they hold that beep beep, okay, emotional SH beep beep in their bowel, okay, and they don't let it go. And what would you call someone that has constipation? Someone who won't let go. So unless we're going to get the cork out of our butt physically, and we're going to start breathing and letting go emotionally. And you also said something earlier too, Holly, that you meditate a lot. We'll understand something. Guess what? It's okay to practice, but guess what? My whole day's a meditation, Holly. And that means that throughout the day, I'm constantly visualizing, staying connected to my breath. And people need to meditate a lot when they lose it a lot. They lose it a lot. I don't need to meditate. If I connect to the Lionheart breathing and I focus on doing that throughout the day, I'm in a meditation with my eyes open and getting work done, and I'm focused in the present moment, the only place I can create. Let me tell you something. I've been in health since I've been 17 years old. Okay? I've gone to ashrams, I've done meditations, I've done silent meditations up to 30 days. And I'll tell you something. It was a learning experience, but the reality is my life now is the meditation. My life is, no matter what chaos is going on, I am the meditation. I will not take action unless it's needed, because anything, if it's not needed, then it's called a reaction. And the reality is meditation, just like using an Avicin, putting your hand in, going into a parasympathetic, or using the belly button therapy. Let me tell you something. There's ways to hack this a lot quicker. And I'm not putting meditation down. I think it's beautiful. A lot of people do it. But the reality is this. It's still just, what is it? It's a device to turn down the burner. What if you were able to create the perfect day that your burner does never get turned on high anymore? What if you actually, awesome. Well, then that's what I'm saying. So that's what I've learned. Everybody needs to do what they want to do. So I'm not putting down meditation, not putting down prayer, not putting down walking in the woods, not putting down anything. But wouldn't it be something that if you had the perfect day and that you were the master of your mind? And the only way you can become the master of your mind is if every thought in your mind was created by you and not by society, not by any systems. And you were to keep only the beautiful beliefs that your parents gave you, and the rest you just lovingly put in the garbage. And now you've created a new personality. And understand something, Holly. I don't have to think about being nice. I don't have to think about being kind. I don't have to think about loving myself or other people. I don't have to think about knowing that I don't want to be in that room, or I don't want to be next to that person, or I don't want to eat that food, because I've created a program that totally honors and respects the physical and the invisible of me, and you haven't done that yet, and that's the key. It's not the meditation. The meditation is a stepping stone. People will use meditation all their life to take the pot off the burner, but then they'll go put it back on after the meditation.
Got it.
So use your meditation. Repetition is the key. And you know, the things I had to do before, I don't have to do now because I've become them. So listen, why do you say to yourself, my God, he's killing himself, she's killing herself? Why are they like this? They have so much to live because they're focusing on the beliefs that are actually creating a life that they're unworthy, that they don't deserve to live. Let me tell you something. People with poverty consciousness will always be poor, no matter what we do for them. People that have an idea that because their father had heart disease, they're going to have it. They will have it, but not because their father had it. Let me tell you something. The only thing genetic is epigenetic, which is your thoughts and your beliefs. So let's get back to your diet. So I wouldn't be doing that. I would be intermittent fasting, and I would be doing just water if I could. And then if you can't, and you start to get a little bit of a headache or something, then kick in a juice. Kick in a little bit of carrot juice with a little bit of apple in it or something, but have it watered down. Have it watered down. Only take in what you need. So either you're going to be eating or your body's going to be eating what you don't want. So what do you want?
I want to fix it for sure.
Well, then make sure that you do the 6-day advanced water fasting with us in March.
Okay.
Try to. You don't have to. And some people do it for 1 day. Some people go for 6 days. Some people go for 12 days. But the reality is I'm with people for at least 8 days supporting them.
Okay.
So 2 weeks,
Sure.
2 weeks prior to the fast, I come on and I talk about the perfect day and how to prepare. Because if the hinges are rusty, how to lubricate the hinges so we can get the door open. So
Sure.
we do 2 weeks of preparation of doing a perfect day diet, like a whole plant-based diet, by actually doing things like daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold, to get the bowel moving. And you better be on that. You need that. And then are you doing any coffee enemas?
I have never done that. No.
Well, here's the deal. You haven't even started to get well yet. So if you get on the daily cleansing tea, tummy love, I'll just show it to you. There's tummy love. Okay, that's
Okay.
the blend of the humic and the fulvic. And it actually, guess what? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Go have your bacteria checked, and you'll find out that you have about 85 to 90% bad bacteria. And it's supposed to be the other way around. And the reality is you can take, we have a good prebiotic, postbiotic called Forever Flora, but that's not the key. The key is mommy's bacteria is always, that's what's going to heal you and keep you healed. And everybody at least has one. Even if you've done chemo, radiation, have MS, you still have one. And you can make it into trillions within days if you do the right things. So let's talk about it now. I want to get into it. Your large intestine is the holy grail for you, but it's the holy grail for everyone, but especially MS patients, because they're holding on and they can't let go of their own crap, okay, on an emotional and physical level. So I would suggest that you look at the tummy love, which I showed you. You look at doing daily cleansing tea. Everybody, just so you know, you don't have to do my products. Go find something that's similar if you want. But daily cleansing tea, you can take it every morning and every night for life. And there's no stimulants, no laxatives. What if I could give you this daily cleansing tea and you did nothing else? If you absolutely did nothing else, you would already feel better. Because the reality is, Holly, do you think it's smart to do a cleanse every 6 months, every 9 months, or gently cleanse every day and never get in trouble? Which one?
Gently cleanse every day.
Well, just understand the natural health industry is messed up like the medical industry, where we're going to let people feel like crap and fill themselves up with toxicity that, oh my God, I think I need a cleanse, right? And then I would
Right.
also, if I were you, take a look at doing what's called a coffee enema, and go into my perfect day guide, where you'll see the
Okay.
perfect day diet. And there's the 4 pillars of the perfect day, where we go through emotional with you, we go through physical with you, we go through diet with you, we go through exercises. And understand something, everybody. Exercise is not walking. It's very therapeutic. Exercising is not running. That is dangerous and it destroys the body, and I will debate that with anybody anytime. Overdoing cardiovascular is not good. It creates acidity and it causes misplaced calcium from the bones into the joints. Understand this. We want exercises that lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone. Have you started doing anything of my pelvic squats? Have you started doing the pelvic enhancer yet?
No.
Please go.
I did used to have a personal trainer, and I do groups with him sometimes. I have fallen off my bandwagon.
Okay,
there,
one
too,
second.
I need to get back on.
If you do him, that's great. That's an extra. But all you got to do is go into my DIY guide and look at the
Okay.
lengthen, strengthen, detox exercises. There's 3 different pelvic squats you'll do. And there's another one called the crab stretch for your upper body. But I'll tell you something right now. Okay, Holly, why do you need a group trainer? You know, it's like this. If you don't get together with your group trainer, it's not going to happen. Understand, what you can do with yourself is what's going to make you well. If you
Right.
need to pay someone or to go somewhere, that's the most crippling thing. So if you could create a perfect day on an emotional and physical level that you were in charge and you didn't need anybody else, do you think that might be wise?
Yes.
Understand.
And I could do that.
Well, don't do it and find out how well things go.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, unless you take massive personal action and do it for yourself, it's not going to get done.
Yep.
Okay.
You're
So,
absolutely right.
yep. So, anyways, this is called the Ultimate Coffee Enema. Go into my Perfect Day Guide or go look at the Advanced Water Fasting Guide, and you will find how to do the Ultimate Coffee Enema. And I'm going to tell you something, Holly. You've had a bowel problem since you were a little girl. You've been backing the waste up into your pelvis, and you've been backing it up onto your liver. And you said you're how old?
Almost 50.
50 years you haven't flushed the liver out. So what do you think if you were to do this coffee enema every day for 10 days? I'll have you come back on the show and you'll go, oh my gosh, I can't believe the energy. I can't believe how my symptoms are going down. So why don't we drive a car for 50 years, and what we'll do, okay, Holly, is we won't change the oil and we won't change the air filter. How's that?
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Okay, so understand something. We know that there's chemicals. You know you've taken all kinds of drugs. All that drug residue is in your liver, and it's creating scar tissue in your liver. It's creating a fatty liver. It's creating a very sluggish chronic fatigue syndrome in your liver. How are you going to get those drugs out, Holly? How are you going to get all the chemicals and poisons that were in the water, in the food, in the air out of that liver? Because your liver is responsible for purifying so that you have beautiful oxygenated blood. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
So if you don't want to clean the filter, then we might have a little bit of problem here. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Next thing I'm going to say is this. Holly, did you ever see this? This is a belly button therapy wand. You can make one if you want, but if you do the belly button therapy, did you know that it'll release? Okay, so here's the deal. It'll release in 5 to 7 minutes. It will release way more serotonin and dopamine than an hour meditation will do. Did you hear what I just said?
Wow.
So it will release 50% of, and this is minimum, 50% of your dopamine, 70% of your serotonin in 5 to 7 minutes. And this is on my website in my do-it-yourself guide. And you can do this 3 times a day. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, you should be connecting to your lion heart breathing. 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, focusing on what a beautiful day it's going to be. And if there's chaos or there's a trauma in your life, you're going to stay connected to your breath. And then you lay there and you do your belly button therapy, putting this in your belly button, because guess what? That's the button you push. Remember something. That's how your mother fed you. And you got to understand something. When you do this, after you do this, if you've got frankincense or CBD THC oil, what you do is you take, okay, then here's the deal. Right after you do the belly button therapy, you take 2 drops of frankincense, put them in your belly button, and then you take 2 drops of THC, CBD in your belly button. Guess what that does after you do the belly button? It stimulates 72,000 nerves to heal. Did you hear what I just said?
Wow.
72,000 nerves from your toe to your nose. And understand, I just gave you the most powerful healing. You go ahead and do that, and then tell me how you feel when you meditate, and then tell me how it feels when you've done 5 to 7 minutes of this. And also, guess what? Do a couple of stretchers prior, and when you're done after 5 to 7 minutes, you'll be able to stretch 25% better. Holy smokes. In 5 to 7 minutes, you'll have a 25% more stretch in your body, because those chemicals and hormones travel at the speed of light and relaxing and taking everything out of a sympathetic state, flight, fight, which you don't even know you're in, even though you're sitting.
Amazing.
How you doing? Good so far?
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
So understand, there are other things that I would do. If I was in your situation, I would be looking at curcumin cayenne 5000, because understand something. Curcumin cayenne, the mixture we have, it's the reason why it's called 5000 is because our curcumin has got 95% curcuminoids in it, where turmeric only has 5%. And then we use an African cayenne to bring it up, okay, 5,000 times. So the reality is, for inflammation, for reducing inflammation and increasing circulation, there's no better product for that. I'd be looking at C60 coconut oil, because C60 coconut oil in our yeah, but you might want to check out ours next time, and only because we have about 12% more C60 in our coconut oil than anyone else, and it's also not made by magnetic spinners, okay? It's actually made by electronic frequency, okay? So
Okay.
But the reality is you should be doing a teaspoon 3 to 4 times a day under your tongue and holding it until it turns into water. And why? Well, because we know that C60 coconut oil, okay, or you can use C60 olive oil, but we know that the C60 coconut oil, it digests easier on the liver. And what it does is it's 250 times stronger than vitamin C. So as an antioxidant, and it neutralizes free radicals, okay, faster than any other known product. And the free radical damage is what causes the disease and the damage in the mitochondria. And your mitochondria are like little power plants in all your cells.
Got it.
So you can take a look at our, and I'll tell you, do some shopping, but look at our coconut oil, because the reality is we sell different sizes, but if you take like a quart size for somebody who's got a chronic problem, we sell a quart size for $350. And a quart size goes, I know, no less than $500 to $600.
Okay.
So we know we have the best, and we can prove it, and we also have the best price. So I would be looking at that, and I'll tell you right now, it's really going to come down to you doing more water. What type of water do you do?
I have the giant bottle, the filtered water that I get delivered.
Okay, first of all, understand something. That's not good. It's not good at all.
No?
Well, it comes in a plastic bottle, right?
Right.
All plastics give off what? Xenoestrogens, right?
Right.
And what does that do for people with MS?
I don't know.
Well, do some homework. You'll find out that
Okay.
it's creating a hormonal imbalance inside of you really bad. And also remember, water that sits is called a swamp, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you. And that is the biggest crock of crap, buying bottled water. But if you need to buy it, and I'll tell you, you can take a look at this. You don't have to do it. But I have a 90-day money back on this. This never breaks down, has no filters. You run your water through that, you got 90 days. If it doesn't change the way you think about water, first of all, you ready for this?
What is it called?
It's called a Doc of Detox structure unit. You'll find it on my store. But understand this. Would you like to drink water that takes no energy to digest and it has 1,000% better hydration in your cells? Do you think that would be important?
Absolutely.
Do you know that the water you're drinking, you're not digesting? Did you know that all water has 2,500 to 3,000 little thin layers in it? When you run it through this little thing that never breaks down, takes no electricity, and it's not a filter, it stretches it out like a choo-choo train and goes directly into what we call the aquaporin of your cell. So just think, if I could increase the hydration and the detoxification by 1,000%, what would that do for nutritional uptake and for detox elimination in your body?
Probably go a lot faster.
Well, 1,000% is pretty good, eh? So the reality is if you were to get one of these, I want you to drink 1 glass of your bottled water, and then I want you to drink 1 quart of your bottled water structured, and it'll sit lighter than your 1 glass. How's that? So everything is about surface tension. How is it that even though they're spraying aluminum and plastic into the ozone, and we know that we've got acid rain now, why isn't it killing the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees, and why are the crops still growing the same as they did 500 years ago? Because the water gets structured in the atmosphere before it comes down, and even though it has chemicals in it, nothing's getting poisoned. I want you to try to think about that for a second. That's what this does. So no matter what the toxin is, the physical toxin in there, you're protected as soon as it gets structured. And that is something that our Creator gave us. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So the reality is you're still on animal products, right?
About to not be.
Yes or no? Still on animal products?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at it. There's a lot of people that believe in animal products, right? But I believe in a whole plant-based keto diet. I do not believe in animal products anymore, and it's not because of Save the Animals, which is which if I was a human being, I'd want to do that. Because unless it's free range and organically fed, we know that it's been mistreated, which means that it's been abused. And I wouldn't want to eat any abused, chemical-filled, hormone-filled meat. But the reality is, how much vibration does a dead person have? How much energy?
None that I'm aware of.
Okay, so how much energy
other than the soul?
How much energy are you getting from meat?
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's leave it at that. Now let's keep going. So what does your body need? Protein or amino acids?
Amino acids.
Okay, so now we already know that you have a digestive disorder, which is MS.
Right.
So now you're going to eat a dead animal, which means that if you didn't chew it down to liquid in your mouth, you're not digesting it, which means it's going to putrefy in your intestines, right?
Right.
Okay. All right.
Light bulb again.
Pardon?
Light bulb again. Went on in my head.
Well, how many dead animals does it take to create life?
I have no idea.
Well, that made no sense what I just said.
None.
Mm-hmm. Now you can take a look at Bill Gates, and what does Bill Gates say? We're going to stop eating meat, and we're going to eat synthetic meat. Well, anyways, you know the Beyond
soy.
Burger? You know that? No, not soy. No, it's not soy.
Isn't that what he's pushing?
There is soy in it, but it's synthetic. If you first of all, you know what people don't do, Holly? They don't think. People don't think. If you read his information, he says synthetic. Now, is soy synthetic?
No.
So he's talking about things that taste like meat that are made from chemical products. Are you with me? Okay.
I am.
So now
Absolutely.
He's saying, let's save the world because of climate change, which, yes, the climate's changing, but I can prove. I had somebody on my show that went back 5,000 years, and he shows that the climate change is actually normal for what we're having. So I'm not going to get into it with people. I'm not going to get into a debate with anyone. I'm not trying to win anything, but I call the whole thing BS, dysfunctional belief system. So the reality is, I don't believe in that climate change the way they're trying to sell it. And no, we don't have to. You do whatever you want, people. But the reality is corporations, the same people that are screaming at us, they're the ones that are poisoning the world anyway. So let's just get over that fact. And the reality is now Bill Gates just wants everyone to eat synthetic meat. So because remember something, the same guy that wants you to eat synthetic meat is saying depopulation and getting it down to 700 million people, which means we would have to kill off 90% of the population.
Right.
Okay, so the reality is why would you listen to a guy like that? And the same guy that's talking about depopulation is also telling you how he wants
to take a vaccine.
He wants to build your immune system. Okay, so now we'll leave that alone because that's not why we're here. But the reality is this. Oh my God, if we just thought, eh? Oh my God, if we just harmonize with nature. And the reality is this, Holly, it's not what you're going to eat that's going to get you well. It's what you're not going to eat that's going to get you well. And it's not even eating, because if you're not eating and you're doing more fasting, Holly, you're going to be eating up the stuff that your body doesn't want. And understand something. You cannot get well from a chronic disease unless you're going to do advanced water fasting. And what I say by that is because I have people that go on my advanced water fasting and they will go on it. And because I have 4 different things they can take and it doesn't turn on their digestion. And that is Life Crystals ATP or Pineal or Divine Vine. They can take fulvic. They can take Ormus Minerals. Okay. All right. So those are the main things they can do. And then they can also even add essential oils to like super cinnamon to curb their sugar or to curb their appetite or to balance themselves, right? So there's tricks to everything. So if you go in my library and you dive into the perfect day and then you look at the perfect day 4 pillars and then look at the 4 pillars of self-love and self-care, look at the DIY videos, okay, on how to do belly button therapy, how to do the pelvic squats, how to do skin brushing, how to do salt glows. Start loving yourself well. Your skin is your largest organ, and as soon as you start loving your skin, you'll take the load off your large intestine. And like I said before, if you can look at something like the Daily Cleansing Tea, Tummy Love Black Gold, and then start doing the Ultimate Coffee Enema, oh my gosh, you have no idea. So see, right up until this point, not because you meant to, but you're actually playing a little bit of Inky Dinky Schnitzel House. If you've got a 20-foot hole, you can't use a 5-foot ladder, Holly.
Okay.
Any questions?
Got it. Okay, so this is on your website? Tell me that again.
docofdetox.com. Go to the top, click on library. Now, guess what, Holly? Mm-hmm. I have in there a 6-hour masterclass called How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two. And in there, you're going to find out how you got your MS, girl. Then, if you want to take a look at why you're going to need surgery, eventually you're going to get it. Then you go and do the masterclass A to Z Wellness Guide. And then that masterclass, I go through a 2-hour video and I show you what your bowel, that your bowel's the holy grail of everything, and how the domino effect and how everything was created, and that the pelvis is like a soup bowl, and how you have just filled it up with so much infection.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. How are we doing?
Awesome. I have a friend that just told me a couple days ago about how he goes probably every 6 or 8 weeks, and he goes to this place and has them like pump out his poop or something.
Okay, 1 second.
He feels wonderful.
Yeah, guess what? And guess what? That's called a broken program. And let me just explain why. So it's called colon irrigation or a colonic.
Okay.
And guess who ran the first colon therapy school back in the early 80s here in Canada?
No idea.
Me. It was called the North American Institute for the Advancement of Colon Therapy. Back in 1986, my manual was used by a United States Senate group on the study of colon cancer. And understand something. You can go and you can get water put into your bowel, and you can have like a 40-foot bowel movement, 30-foot bowel movement. And the reality is, guess what? If somebody's in a life-threatening situation, I'd say do it. If you're not in a life-threatening situation, why aren't you having a perfect day? The breathing, the exercise, the diet, that you're going 3 good bowel movements a day. Why do you need someone to go and put a proctoscope up your bum and to take all of this backed up waste? Would you like to feel good every 6 weeks, or would you like to feel good every day?
No, I agree.
Okay,
absolutely.
So understand something. That's called the lazy man's way. And understand, we have become so lazy, okay? We don't get off the couch. We don't take massive action. You know, the reality is everybody says to me, Dr. Wolfe, you know, you do your shows, you sell your products, you make money. Oh, yeah, like there's a crime. But the reality is, if you listen to the show we just did today, it was all about you taking massive action, wasn't it? And then using support tools to help you. But the reality is, until you change your brain, until you change your personality, you're not going to change your reality. If you want something different, you've got to become different. And if you were to just buy products and then just rely on the products, I'd say don't get them. Because the reality is, as soon as you run out of money, you're tired of taking them, you're just going to fall back into it again. Because you have to change your vibration. And to do that, you must change the way you think.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. And the other thing, if you're dealing with MS, do you leave the Wi-Fi on 24/7?
I do, but I don't sleep with it in the same room.
Oh, isn't that something? It makes no difference. So the reality is, if you're not going to shut the Wi-Fi off, you never go into a healing state. You never do. You never go into a Zen sleep, so it's over. So you're always inflaming and irritating your cells 24/7. Okay?
I was going to get that box that you have.
Well, actually, you don't need to get a box. You can get this, and this is good enough. This is called a protector.
Okay.
Okay, and that'll do a home. That'll do a whole house. Believe it or not, people don't believe it, but it'll do a whole house. You'll feel it. But the reality is, Why wouldn't you put a timer on your Wi-Fi to turn off at 10 o'clock and back on at 6 so you have 8 hours of no vibration like that around you? And make sure that your cell phone is not in your bedroom, and if it is, it's on airplane mode, and make sure that nothing is plugged in around your head. And if you've got an electric alarm clock, you throw it out.
Okay.
And make sure you unplug your TV if there's one in your bedroom, because the electricity's still running through, and make sure there's no wires behind your head. Make sure...
I'm selling all my TVs because I'm tired of the brainwash box.
Sure, but also make sure that there's no smart meter, and if there is, it's on the other side of the house. Make sure there's no air conditioner that's coming on that's near your bedroom. Okay, all of these things are really critical, and they're very dangerous, right?
Okay.
And especially with somebody with MS, because it was a physical condition that's now going to become a neurological condition. Everything becomes neurological because it was neurological first. Okay, get this. It was neurological first because it was your brain that was on fire, so that was neurological. But the reality is then it shows up as a physical problem, and then if you don't wake up, then it goes and it becomes a life-threatening neurological one. Do you understand? Neurological to physical to neurological, but understand this. It started off as an invisible problem, which was an emotional one, because we're emotional beings, energy in motion, and you didn't know how to process your emotions properly because you were taught that anger and hate and jealousy and sadness and fear are all normal things of life, and they're not normal. It makes you abnormal. Yes, we'll all experience it, but then we've got to make choices to then focus on that which we want to become, because you pick the emotions that you will empower you to create the personality that you want, love. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, I think we're good.
I think we are too.
This is where we would start. Now, if you were to take massive action, okay, we could come back here and honestly in 3 months and you'd say, I don't have any symptoms. I'm totally never felt so good in all my life. 6 weeks to 3 months, you should have this over with if you were to actually take massive action.
I'm going to.
Now,
so.
I will tell you that you can, if you want, get a consultation with one of my master consultants. I look at all the case histories. You don't have to do it, but understand how you told me that I'm out of shape now because I don't have a coach. Well, the reality is you might want to get a coach. And everybody, I'm not scared to say it because nobody offers this except for us. We have a $150 perfect day consultation where we'll send you the hour audio or video. But then, Holly, just so you know, you never pay again for the rest of your life, no matter how often you call, because our protocol works. People don't work. Our protocol works. People don't work. And some people need a coach. They need a guide. Some people need to call every day, every 3 days, every 4 days, every 5 days. But understand something, Holly. Band-Aid therapy doesn't work until you can sit down and you've created the perfect day from the minute you feel conscious when you wake up. Your eyes aren't even open yet. You're in control emotionally. And then physically for the whole day until you gently close your eyes at the end of the day. So I want you to start looking at your day. Start looking at the thoughts you have that you don't believe that you're in control. Because understand, your thoughts create everything. Remember E equals MC squared, Einstein? Well, guess what? Energy creates mass. Yes, you unconsciously created this problem called MS. Okay? But understand, MS is just a bunch of different symptoms, which means that you're just inflamed and toxic, and those certain symptoms, somebody stuck a name on them. Remember something. Disease names are only good to get an idea what it is, but they're still BS, dysfunctional belief systems, because diseases are just bad symptoms of someone who didn't know how to take care of themselves and they were getting mistreated. All right?
Yep.
Okay. Are we good?
We are good. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I hope this is helpful, but go do your homework in the library, like I said. Go through things.
I will.
And then, Holly, my extension is number 5. Call me and tell me where you're at, and then just call me. Feel free to do it. Okay, love?
Will do. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing with everyone, Holly, because there's people out here that are just loving you right now. Okay?
That's kind of why I wanted to do it, because I figured that I could help someone else too.
Well, you've helped probably thousands of people because that's how many
Good.
people we have. Tens of thousands that will be watching this show. Okay.
Excellent. Good.
Thank
Okay.
you, Holly, and
Thank
God
you so
bless.
much. God bless you as well. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just want to thank her for doing that because she's a very brave girl. You can come on our show and you can come on and we'll just do audio, or you can come on our show and we'll do video. We'd rather you did video, but you don't have to. We'll do audio with you. And just know that we can do a doc demo with you. And just know, everyone, to watch, because I'm not going to be doing lives anymore. I think that Facebook is monitoring me, and we're giving way too much support for questions. And I think I'm just going to continually keep getting slapped. So we're going to be creating in the next 3 to 4 weeks an actual online where you can register in, and you'll be getting notifications. And guess what? Because you have to log in, I can tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Okay? I want to thank you for joining me, but just remember this. Check out my library. You're going to find in there so much information, like the Perfect Day Guide. You're going to find the do-it-yourself videos for exercises, belly button therapy, skin brushing, salt glows. It goes on. And then we have a whole bunch of videos in there where we've interviewed people and showing how we brought down arthritis or brought down a fibroid. All of those are in there. And you can also check out how to become number one at the art of number two. It's a masterclass. It's free right now, and it won't be forever. And also my A to Z wellness, which means you can, if you're going to go for surgery anywhere in the body, you need to watch these 2 hours of video, 2 hours in the A to Z wellness masterclass, and then go watch the video that is that part of your body, and we'll tell you what we would do instead of going for surgery. Okay? And then you can also check out my clapping for health. Okay, clapping is, can I have that? Oh, here it is. Clapping is one of the most powerful things that you can do. Remember something, it's all about physical blocks in the body, whether it's calcium, scar tissue, or crystallization. And guess what? Order your clapper today, okay? And go watch the Clapping for Health and take massive action and start. You know those stiff joints? You know those painful areas? They're blocks. They're energy blocks. They're physical blocks, okay? And you can also take a look at Braveheart. And the Braveheart Pass is Braveheart free, and it's a 33-day online emotional training course for the brain. Retrain your brain. God bless for the brain. Retrain your brain. God bless. Take your life back. 3, 2, 1. You got this, Braveheart. How would it feel to you? Better still, how would it change your life to be certified in the most powerful training in regards to the emotional and physical body? Whether you're coming to us to enhance your clinic, or for personal growth, or finally, to live your passion and purpose as a natural health practitioner, you are only limited by your beliefs, but that ends today. We will be holding this New World Practitioner certification in the amazing Casa del Agua facility, 15 minutes from Playa del Carmen in the beautiful Mayan Riviera of Mexico. Can't wait to see your smiling face.
Sage is by far the best teacher I have ever touched base with. I've done a lot of courses out there, a lot of programs, a lot of emotional work, mystery skills, but this really touches, it kind of bridges the emotion and the physical component together.
He's fun and he's thorough, and he doesn't, he's making sure that you know the techniques. And so when we walk away from this particular course, and we walk away, we feel confident, and he has given us that confidence.
I took my Touch for Health training in probably about 20 years ago. I also incorporate that into my practice, but it doesn't deal with the crystallization, inflammation, and calcification. So that's why I said that this is kind of the missing puzzle piece that I needed to help people get to their optimal health.
That's the moment where you leave and you become a complete professional in what you do and in your business. You leave with the ability to be a total professional at what you do.
You can deal with the emotions and let that go, to like you deal with the physical, but what we're doing with this non-surgical is you're combining the emotion and physical together.
And this is the component that now I can help others. And now I'm here and I am trained and I am certified and I can take this and I can help you.
Something about this spoke to me so true. The mind-body connection and being energy beings. It's profound, and I want to share it with others so that they can have the tools to feel this love and heal themselves.
And you as a practitioner or a doctor will be that guide to help see them transform and help support them through their conflict resolution, I call it, or making peace with things that have been unresolved.
Give me a call. This is your time to shine. Just remember, all questions matter because your life matters. You matter. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.